Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is just a little quick repair video. So we're gonna be taking apart this Xbox controller because we have like a sticky key problem. You know, it's definitely seems like a repair that I did when I was like a kid. You know, take apart a bunch of PlayStation controllers. So what we're gonna do first is we use a plastic pry tool. We don't want to ruin the plastic that's on here. So just get that plastic pry tool. You know. Just get those clips out. Yeah. So now there's gonna be 5 screws after the clips. There's one right here, 2 more here, 2 more here. I didn't mean to flip you guys off, but just showing you. Oh, here is blinking, here is blinking. All right, we got that piece off. Let's put it over here in a safe pile. We don't lose it. We don't want to lose any of our customers' parts. So, all right. So yeah, over time, these clips are pretty strong. Over time, you get a lot of stickiness and everything, just playing games so much, and sometimes the controllers and whatever you're working on just doesn't work as right as it used to. So, basically, it just needs a cleaning. When you get those sticky keys and controller's not functioning the way it is, you just open up the board, give it a good cleaning with some IPA, put it back together, and boom, you got a working controller again. And it's nice and clean. So, you definitely want to get back to your gaming. Get back to your Minecraft. I think that's what this gamer was playing. Yeah. And we definitely love games here too, but my game is more repair. This is my game. Just need to lift off that sticker. All right. Originally I wasn't really gonna do a video about this, but I'm like, yeah, why not? Funny thing was, I tried to make a video a few days ago, and it was about Wi-Fi connector on a MacBook. I did the whole video perfectly, and everything was great, except no audio. There was no audio. Oh man. Yep. Yeah, that made me feel dumb. Okay, and there we are. It's like finding a little present under the tree that you thought all of them were gone. It's right there. Okay. Hmm. All right. Beautiful. Just put everything away. Make sure we don't lose anything. This comes right off. Look at that. Look at that gunk. Check out that gunk right there. That is all gunk. No wonder this controller has been malfunctioning. Gotta clean that. You know what? Since I'm seeing it right now, and I don't want to put it back together and forget, I'm gonna clean it right now. And yes, even a little bit of gunk like that can give you problems with the buttons. Make sure you get all the little holes in here. Yeah, it was actually two controllers like this. This one was the worst one, so just wanted to make a video about it. Show you guys how we clean things over here. Yeah. And yeah, I could definitely see my audio levels now, so I know that I'm getting audio this time. Thank heaven. What is that? I do not know. It's disgusting. That's what I know. That's what I know it is. Man, are you like eating food and gaming at the same time? Wouldn't be the first time. You guys like that sound? Hmm. Man, that sound would be annoying if you were trying to sleep after you got back from like a really long outing or a really long trip, and then you're like, you know what? I haven't slept in like 3 days. Great. And then you hear that little. Oh man, that would annoy me so much. So I definitely like to go on trips a lot, travel, you know. Been to China, been to Central Mexico, been all over the US. Except for the South. Haven't been to the South yet. Like, you know, like Florida or something. Sure, eventually I'll go. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Now, as I mentioned in a prior video that nobody saw because I didn't even put it down, uh, these little antenna connectors, yeah, that's an antenna. I make sure to take off with a pick. Okay? It's the only thing I take off with a pick. Everything else I take off pretty much with my fingernail. Just because I've actually replaced that connector. Actually had to you know, desolder it off the board and solder on a new one. It's like whenever you're working on something, you don't want to break something else that you're, you know, that was had no relationship to what you were actually trying to fix. So, hmm, there's only two screws here, okay? One, two. You took those off. There's like a little connector in the middle, so if you get some, it seems like it's a little forceful right there. This is fine. This is fine to fall off right here. That's fine. We'll put it back on. It's it's not soldered on there, so don't be alarmed if that falls off. Okay. Now for the last connector, because I had too much play in these, so I actually desoldered these, you know, these wires on the edges, put it in my ultrasonic cleaner. But this one isn't as bad for that. This one has other problems, mainly with the front buttons. So I'm not gonna desolder anything off this board. Just be careful with those wires. Let if they fall off. Um, Definitely solder them back on if you have a soldering rig. If you don't, you can always send it in to us. We will take it for sure. You know, probably we'll give you a good deal. I'm not sure how much that would cost because it's a very specific repair. Probably a repair that doesn't happen that often, but you know, we'll fix it up for you. If not, you can get the soldering materials on our site. There's even cheaper options that you can use, like the TS100. Yeah, it's good stuff. Just make sure it's out. Because I was feeling it was just way too much tension right there, and I'm like, I'm either gonna break that little clip, and I don't want to break anything on here, because I pretty much want it to be as good as factory. Actually, better. You know, it'll be like as good as you had it on day one. So, all right, here we get to the nitty gritty. Okay. Now what I do is I'm gonna clean the buttons right here. Yeah, clean these buttons, and then clean the back side of them. So I don't want to give more work for myself. I'm just going to clean them one by one and then put it right back. Okay. Yeah, because I'm actually more like a PlayStation guy. So I'm like X. For me, X is on the bottom, and then you got triangle and circle and square. Got triangle on the top. But an Xbox, I think X is like on the left. I don't know. Still pretty weird for me. Okay. Oh yeah, see? That was very, very dirty. That could have been the issue the whole time. Just the same thing. Just clean that area right there. It's funny because that could actually be the problem. I think it is. It's very dirty here. Okay. Just one by one. Get myself a new Q-tip. Get rid of those little stickies. Okay. And when you put it back, you gotta make sure that they go all the way in. Because if they won't, when you put everything back together, it's not gonna line up great. And then there we go. Then it's actually gonna give you more issues, and you don't want to go through that. These aren't really that bad. Obviously, they're not gonna. These middle ones aren't gonna be as bad because you don't press them that often. But since we're cleaning the whole entire controller, let's get them either way. Let's get a new Q-tip. Because the buttons you press the most are on right here. The X, the shape buttons, man, I don't even know what they are. What, X and A, I guess? That's so weird to me. Yeah. Told you, I'm more of a PlayStation gamer. Yeah. Speaking of PlayStation, I plan to have some more videos on some PlayStation mods and all that fun stuff. Maybe some RetroPie stuff, Raspberry Pi. Yeah. Because we don't want to just focus just on repairs. We also like mods. We also like people to have cool stuff that sometimes you can't just get in the store. I mean, I have a bunch of tools. A lot of my stuff I don't even get from the US. It's just a lot of it's shipped from China or shipped from different parts of the world. I even had this little gaming console that was shipped to me from Korea. It's so cool, you know? So just be limited on what they can give us here, wherever your country's at, you know. Always try to find new things, explore more cultures. That's one thing that I love about traveling is you get to see the world from a different perspective, how other people live their life. It's different to yours. Really appreciate your life, you know. Be fortunate for what you have. And obviously, you can see the fruits of some of the things people have, but let's not get so swayed away by that either, you know. We're all here to help each other, you know. We're all here to be friends, even though a lot of times we forget that. Okay, that's enough of my preaching. Okay, now we cleaned all that. I'm gonna clean my buttons in here. It's pretty much I don't want to open this ever again. Don't want the coming back for a warranty thing. That's why all my repairs, I really take my time and focus on them because I just want people to have their product great, not have any issues moving forward. Because then it puts more work on my belt, and also we don't get a happy customer. You know, I'm not happy when I ask, like, let's say a mechanic or someone to repair something, and then you got to take it back to them like two, 3 times, even 4 times. I think I had my brother take his car back to the mechanic like 4 times on the same exact issue, and I'm thinking, dude, this is not a good mechanic. You should have fixed it the first time, 2 tops, not 4 times. Man, no. It's definitely not what I do here. It's not what I even want to do. I don't feel like that's quality work. And I take pride in my work, and I want to give quality work. Always. Because then if we don't give quality work, what's the point? Gotta enjoy what we do. Yeah. Now I turn it over to check those buttons. See that one? That Y? Oh yeah, it's Y on top. It's not triangle. That Y. Okay, just make sure that Y is good. Make sure I get my Y's cameras. Make sure I use my Wise app when I'm on the phone, when I'm on the freeway, you know, traveling. That's Waze. Oh yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Nice. Clean that little D-pad right there a little later. Just want to put this all back together. Get this rocking and rolling. Oh wait, forgot one thing. Had to clean these. Sorry. These. Have to clean these. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Because these are the areas where the buttons touch. So you gotta make sure that that's nice and cherry. Nice and blueberry. There's buttons here too. So don't forget these buttons either. It's okay to get a little bit of alcohol inside. It just dries up. What I will say to be careful is if you are ever working on these and you have to change the connectors and you put flux on them, make sure to ultrasonic it. Ultrasonic the buttons, you know, after you put flux in there, because if you put even a little bit of flux in there, you're not going to get that click anymore. You're not going to get that click. So just be very mindful about flux, because that can definitely you know, it'll change the feel of it and you'll be like, what's wrong? It's not going to be fun. So, yeah, just make sure you ultrasonic the board if you can. If you cannot ultrasonic the board, like you don't have the right equipment, I would probably not use flux. I mean, some people say just use a little tiny bit. Don't, yeah, but it kind of gets everywhere because it gets heated. It's really hard to make sure that those buttons don't get covered in flux. Okay. And check your buttons every time. They look good. Okay, good. Okay. And when you're fastening them back in, just make sure you feel a little bit of tension. It's not like a car tire where you have to torque that mother like it's no tomorrow. Just a little bit of tension, barely anything. Then you move to the next one. Best way to do is a star pattern. That way that's why the board and everything else gets put in there evenly. Okay, there we go. It's like looking for that hole, that other screw. There we go. Perfect. Okay. There we go. It's back in. Perfect. Nice. And check these, whenever you put them back in. Make sure that they're all the wires are still soldered on. Okay. It looks good here. Yeah, because they can get dislodged so easily. Then it could ruin your day. A little wire. The wire wants to hide on me. Okay, remember that we have a little connector from this board and the other board, so just connect those boards back together. You have to feel it. Okay, don't just like, oh, I'm done. There we go. Hear that little snap? Here, I'll take it off again just so you guys can hear it. Get it off. And put it next to my mic. There we go. Jackpot. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna have to do it a third time. Just because I forgot to put that little piece back in there. And that piece is not soldered on the board. I do not know why they decided to do that. It's kind of, I don't know. They're trying to save money or something. So most things that take apart looks like a mic jack or something like that. But most things I take apart are not like just freely like that. So let's hear that click a third time. Ah, I think I barely heard it that time. I know it went in. Yeah, but everything's in there. So even if I lift it like that, it's still gonna be in there. So make sure that part's completely put back together, because then your controller is not gonna, it's not gonna work. Yeah. Okay. Let's get those last two screws in there. Okay. It's pretty much the whole controller without the shell. So what I'm going to do is I just want to clean that up right here. And anything I see that's kind of grossish looking, yeah. Just try to make sure things are very clean, so everything functions great. That's why they have clean rooms where they build our computers, because they want all of the circuits to be perfectly working. Yeah. These are all good. These back on. Okay. Let's put the shell. Let's put the shell back on. It doesn't look terribly dirty. Okay. Now when you're putting this back on, let's get a little more light in here. We're putting this back on, make sure that you have these two connect back, so you can see them when they're being put back in. Okay. I've been cleaning all this so much, so just want to get those corners. What is that, peanut butter? You guys having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while playing? That makes sense. These kids, you know. Getting some PB&J. Put it on your controller. Then having someone like me fix it. Or clean it. Actually, when I picked up these controllers, the mom was like, wait. I'm here to pick up the Xbox. She's like, wait, don't go. And I'm like, oh, whoa. I forget we're getting close to Christmas time. Gotta be careful, you know, because the kids are right nearby. Like, one thing I didn't know about repairs, you know, one thing I didn't know is that when kids are nearby, you can't really tell them what you're working on because you don't want to ruin the surprise. I can't ruin Santa's job. I'm trying to have my own job here, fixing stuff, cleaning stuff. Yeah. Should probably run a special going on for Christmas, you know. Get your old devices fixed. Get them fixed. That's right, baby. All right. I always like it in those like funny sitcoms where like the friend is like, you know, giving gifts for Christmas or your birthday or whatever. They're like, "Hey, I know what this is. I let you borrow this like 2 years ago." They get their own stuff back as a gift. It's terrible. That's terrible. Who does that? Come on. Who does that? Don't do that. It's not cool. Same thing here. Clean the little inserts here. I think we did already, but yeah. So I just give it a little once over. All right, perfect. Jackpot. Okay. Don't forget that we have 5 screws left. Five fasteners. Mighty 5. And this, my friends, is a working controller. And what did I say? Start pattern. So let's go here. That's how the mechanics do it. That's how the mechanics put everything back in. And it functions. And I would probably say that's probably what they should be doing in the factory. I can't really say what they do and don't do in a factory because I know every single factory does things differently, but they should put everything back in a star crisscross pattern. Especially make sure everything is put back together correctly. And it looks great. And then when you buy your product, you're thinking, oh, this looks. You don't. You're thinking nothing because you already got it. And you're like, oh, this is great. This is how it should be. This is the standard. This is how it should be. Okay. Let's get a little. Actually, you know what? Get my microfiber here. Any little openings? I try to blow some air. Make sure that those. Right here too. Gonna be charging issues. And that's how you do it, baby. All right. Well, one last thing. And it's like nothing ever happened. Well, I hope everybody has an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Peace.